Happy Thursday, Locked On Women's Basketball fans. Join with me today is your favorite YouTuber. Locked On Women's Basketball starts right now.
You are Locked On Women's Basketball, your daily podcast on women's basketball. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right. It's Thursday. Oh, I like that reaction. Guys, real quick, before I introduce our very special guest, I'm so excited to have on. I know so many people have actually been requesting this, so thank you for tuning in. I'm going to shout out our sponsor before we get into that. Today's sponsor is Game Time. So make sure you download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Okay, and join with me today is Caitlyn from Splash Squad. We're going to be talking JuJu Watkins, her magical bun, USC, the college basketball landscape. We're even going to do a blind ranking. So this is perfect for people just listening on audio because we want you to play along. Guys, Caitlyn, make sure you check out Splash Squad WBB on Instagram. You could find Shop Splash Squad on Twitter, X. We're not going to call it that. Or you can find her at Splash Squad 24 on X. Caitlyn, thank you for coming on Locked On Women's Basketball.
First off, hold on. That was a whole setup. I'm not going to lie. Can we clap it up at home? Can y'all clap it up? That was crazy. Ooh, that was professional. Thank you, though. Thanks for having me. Well, I feel like, whoa, that was a little crazy.
No, you talk about setup. You always have like the most aesthetic background. Like, I'm sorry for people who are just listening, but if you don't know, Caitlyn will react to game highlights from WNBA, college, NBA, everything. Mm-hmm. And the background is always so fire. Like, I feel like I've seen it change a lot too.
Yeah, I try. I need to get better. I'm actually going to start trying to really get into the background, the aesthetics of it. I'm not this level though. This level is like, this is level final boss. You know what I mean? I'm rookie level, so I'm getting up there, but give me a little time. It'll get there. Trust me.
Yeah, no, I feel like you're final boss in the way that you what I love about what you do is you break down the games and you have, I'm gonna call it you have characters you play. Like you're a scientist, you're a detective, you're a ref. Do you have a favorite one that you've been?
I'm not gonna lie. I've been a judge too.
Judge.
I think the scientist is pretty funny because I get to draw. It's just fun. Like literally, I don't know. I don't even know why. I just have a bunch of costumes and I just throw them on. Like if it really calls me, I'll go in there. And the scientist one will call me a lot because I get to draw on the screen and it's just fun for me. I'm literally like a child, so it entertains me. That's the most important thing for me. So that's my favorite one. But I'd literally just be doing anything, as you can see, as y'all can just literally see.
Yeah, but it all works, and I love what you do. Is you'll also break down fashion. Like it's not just basketball. Like you'll break down fashion. Has there been a look that you broke down that you're that was an all-time miss or an all-time make of a look that you could think of?
That's a really good question. I feel like there's been a lot of the new girlies have brought in a new wave of fashion. Mm-hmm. Who always is a make is Arike. She's a consistent make. She's always going to step. Always. You could never really go wrong with an Arike fit. There's our misses, but that's not, we don't focus on the misses because guess what? Everybody has an off day. You know what I mean? But there are some people that have more off days than on, but then there's some people that don't really try, There's some people that don't really care. There's some people who stylists are a little different. And so they're in 3D and maybe we're only in 2D. So that's why we don't get it. Maybe I don't get it. So I don't try not to judge, but one thing I'm going to do is judge. And I've judged them pretty harshly. So there's certain misses, but everybody has their day. And there's we'll just, you know what I mean by that?
I know. I feel like I know exactly.
You know exactly what I mean.
But I have to ask you, Asia, white tee, gray sweatpants, is that a make or a miss?
She can do whatever she wants.
That's true. That's the right response.
Do whatever she wants. I can't even say anything about it. And she stepped already. So she's kind of, and players in the NBA are trying to follow that. They're like, you know what? I'm done with the fashion wave. I'm just trying to let my game speak for, they're not on Asia level, on their ranking of their team, but they're trying to, follow suit because they know sometimes it's about ball. You spent 30 minutes in that closet picking out with the stylist. You should have been the free throws. your percentage is triple
Mhm.
down. But you're dressed and dripping to the court. Something's off. You know what I mean? It's called priorities. She had her priorities right, and she's even just more locked in. So some people do need to lock in. Some people are a little more locked into that stylist and that fit. They're in Urban Outfitters for entirely too long, and it's like, get back to, you know what I mean? But with all due respect.
Facts. No, ball speaks for itself. One player I feel like I can't talk about enough right now too about ball. JuJu Watkins had 21 points in a game where they won by like 200 last night. And then you did a reaction video where they just went crazy.
Yeah.
And you saw like maybe a different extension of JuJu's Bluetooth bun, whatever it was, the echolocation. Can you just talk to me? Like, what is it about her? People don't have the eye that you have. What is it about her that makes her so good?
Okay. And I love that you asked that. I love the way you framed that. I triple love that because I triple loved it because it went over a lot of people's heads. They watched her and they're like, oh, wow, that's just a really good basketball player. Like, blah, blah. But yeah, I do have like an eye, like a different eye and level. Like I'm on a different level when it comes to like watching and breaking these players down. You know what I mean? Some of you guys would never know. When you look at the bun, you don't know if you've seen Men in Black, there's like aliens inside of you. We don't know what's in that bun. We don't know how traveling works with the team. Does she take the bun through TSA? Does she detach the bun and send it through a case by itself? Is it, tap to pay with the bun? Apple, tap to pay, bun pay. Does she have bun pay when she goes places? We don't know the logistics of this thing, but at the end of the day, we do see the effects that it has on the court clearly. She's balling out. She's setting records already, and the league hates. I mean, they're going to love her, and obviously players are going to hate her. She's on another level, and I just want to make sure that it's fair for everybody. I'm big on just everyone having fun out there. As much as I love JuJu Watkins, USC is my favorite college team. Just because I'm from California, I'm like, you know what I mean? That's going to always be my team. At this end of the day, is it fair that she has that bun advantage, that Bluetooth bun, the satellites, the connection? We really need to look into her and Elon. Does Elon have anything to do with that bun, the connect? We just don't know. And I'm not trying to make any allegations here. This is not a breaking news. You didn't hear it here first, but you did hear it here first. I think we should really look into her. And as she gets ready for the league commissioner, we know how she gets down. We may not be able to trust them to look into it, right? So this is the time to look into it now because we have those, the time and the resources to do so. So just saying to look out for her, but I just love her game because she's so smooth. She's really smooth. She literally doesn't even try. Like literally when you watch some of these highlights against some of these teams, respectfully, she won't even do a crossover anymore. She just goes to the basket. And it's like, dang, I would quit. Like if I was checking in and I knew I had to guard her, that's a sick day. Yeah, that's a sick day. COVID, COVID, symptom COVID, check me and or I'm pulling the fire alarm, everybody's getting sprinkled, something, anything to not guard JuJu is what I'm doing because it's like it's so obvious she's so like ahead. She's light years ahead of everybody else on the court already as just a sophomore now. And it's not really fathomable, I think. So that's how I feel about JuJu. That's how I feel.
I triple love that breakdown too, because that was phenomenal. And it makes me think like something else you brought up in your video is are people's game plan on defense? Is it just a hard foul? Because why is her nose bleeding at the end of that game? That shouldn't happen. There should be JuJu rules where you don't do that, right?
Yeah. They punched her. They tackled her. It was more giving football flag, but can you blame them? After getting how many ever points just poured in on you, just keep getting scored on. And it's like, as the game goes on, you see she stopped doing the hesitation moves and she's just running and you still can't stop it. The coach has literally worn through the entire whiteboard, trying to game plan for this girl and everything. The bun evades every plan, every play. What do we expect these ladies to do? They're going to start to punch. They're going to start to take their frustration out. A lot of these players, again, they're listening to a lot of NBA young boy. They're listening to a lot of stuff before the game, pre-game stuff, I'm telling you, and it builds up a lot of that feelings of like, we got to go get it. And then when you see JuJu coming at you and she does a triple spin 360 lay, and then ESPN's there, Swarms all of a sudden appears with 50 cameras, and you're going to be on top 40 tonight. It starts to get to be like, well, what do I do? Of course I'm going to foul her. Now the bleeding nose was a little crazy. I don't know if that was necessary. To me, yeah, she's the face. We don't touch JuJu. We don't punch JuJu. If you want to foul her, you hard foul, you wrap. Maybe you tackle JuJu, but we're not punching JuJu. That's not smart. You know what I mean? That's the brand deals. That's the eyes. Anything at the end at the blah, blah. At the end of the day, you use JuJu to bring eyes to you. You're a brand as well. You're playing JuJu. That's your night to show out.
That's the night, right?
You don't fumble your bag. You're fumbling. You know what I mean? Not really thinking. They didn't really put that together there, and they just let the frustration get the best of them. I think that's my prerogative on it.
I love this prerogative. Guys, we're going to talk about more in segment 2. Their matchup versus a crazy game versus Ole Miss that was way too close. Some more college hoops and a blind ranking. More after this. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Again, we love Game Time, and there's nothing like actually being at a game. I feel like everybody could agree with me who's listening or watching. The atmosphere is crazy. People are literally, some people live just to go to games. So what I like to do is I like to use Game Time and Game Time picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. And you know what? Game Time isn't even limited to sporting events. You could watch a concert if you want to. So I love Game Time picks because curation makes it easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, and theater. And there's all-in pricing. So you could toggle this feature to show the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout, because we don't like a surprise when it comes to checkout. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. Yeah, they wrote that. Okay, I want to keep going.
Hold on. I locked on NBA. I'm writing that down. I want my 20%.
Thank you for writing that down. $20 off. Locked on.
I literally wrote, okay. Anyway.
No, it's all good. Thank you for listening. And I want to talk to you about, speaking of people, you said listen to NBA Youngboy. 24 on Ole Miss. You said a walking bucket, Madison Scott on Ole Miss. Yeah. And they literally just barely lost.
Yeah.
Coach Yo in the squad.
Yeah.
Madison Scott. I mean, there was just so many things. KK Deans with the crazy threes to tie it up at 64 with less than 2 minutes to play. It was just a crazy game. What did you see out of Ole Miss? Because I want to give them some love too, because they were trying. They were
really
Oh
yeah. I think I love that too, because I think a lot of the other basketball players get lost in some of these stars, and I think it was Paige who kind of advocated for more equal coverage around everybody, which is true. It's hard not to spectacle at some of these bigger names, but there are really good players on these other teams that be carrying, and we don't really know. I'm not gonna lie, I was asleep. I was totally asleep. I didn't know at all, and then I seen 24 on Ole Miss. I said, okay, yeah, that's someone when I used to play, that's someone I would have literally been locked into. And I said, okay, avoid her. I was for self-preservation at all times. I'm not even ashamed to say that. That doesn't even embarrass me. One thing I was never going to do is end up on the highlight reel. You're not going to get a 360 between the leg on me. I'll switch. And I'll take the brunt of it. If I need to run in practice, I'll run. My teammates can be mad at me. I'm not going to play hero for you guys. I'm not going to take the hardest person and guard them. No, I switch. And if I accidentally get switched back onto them, I quit. Ooh, I have ankle. Seriously. Sup. Sometimes I didn't even call. I just started walking to the side, and they know to put someone else for real. And it's a joke, but that's why I don't play. But long story short, people like that, she seemed like she was very, she had a good handle on the game herself. And yeah, even what's the other lady's name?
KK Dean.
KK Dean. Oh,
Yeah,
KK.
number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
KK didn't come to play. No. She was yakking up threes. I said, wait, who even gave her the confidence to do that? And she's like
who?
2'4". I'm like, how did she think to like do it? And she just was pulling up and clutch shots. You know what I mean? In moments like that, most people would freeze. Like, you're playing USC at that. Like, how discouraging is it? They marched back from like a deficit, almost won. You got to give them mad props. So I give them props. I wouldn't have even expected it out of KK. Didn't come to play. I would never have expected it out of her. I expected it out of the other lady, for sure. I looked at her and I knew, yep, she got it. Something about her. She got it. She had that vibe. You know what I mean? But
yes,
KK, I didn't expect. She came out of nowhere. She may not have come out of nowhere. I probably was just asleep. I'll be honest. I was probably asleep.
No, that step back three, I was like 5, 6 feet. How did she step back that far? I don't know. And the other USC I want to talk to you about, defending champ, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Close game with Michigan, 68-62. They just barely won, like another close game.
Yep.
You talked a little bit about Chlorilla, but like, what else did you see out of South Carolina this year?
Yeah. First off, shout out Cess Talk Sports. She started calling her Chlorilla. I thought that was hilarious. Like, how did you think of that? But USC, yeah, it was obvious that first game. I think a lot of people panicked. They rushed to panic. They're like, oh my gosh, should we tweak the starting lineup? Like, who's But realistically, it's the first game. Like, she also, like, Dawn Staley picked a schedule that would be challenging. They didn't just pick any random schedule. With that, yes, Michigan was unranked. So it's like, yeah, they should have won by more. I'm not going to lie. But they were in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? Have you ever been to Caesar's Palace? Have you ever seen, you know what I mean?
Right.
The Wynn. Have you ever seen the Bellagio Fountain Show? There's a lot of cool stuff in Vegas. Clearly, they were, you know what I mean, indulging. You know, Circus. The underage players were going to Circus on the roller coasters, and they were like having a grand old time with their Shirley Temples. They won too many Shirleys, won too many Temples. And then they got into the game and they were a little rusty, which is fine because it's the first game. They won, you know what I mean? They should have won by more, obviously. You could see them kind of, and they didn't have their full roster. Now they're more equipped. So we'll see moving forward how they are. I feel like that was too premature to like panic, you know, like a lot of people did.
I like that, Reed. Guys, we're going to finally get into a little blind breakdown, some WNBA maybe too, to close this out. And then we're going to talk about a little bit more about Caitlyn's story. So guys, stay tuned. This is Locked On Women's Basketball. We're going to talk a little bit about football too. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel's America's #1 sports book, because right now new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. All right, Caitlyn, I have you for a little bit more. And I feel like I can't really like have you on Locked On Women's Basketball without talking. We're going to get into your LA squad, the Sparks, and maybe who you guys want to get. But I want to talk about the finals, because one of the characters, one version of you I saw was you with the ref.
Yeah.
And you pointed something out, and it was Jonquel Jones actually patting a ref on the back. And I genuinely swear I don't think anybody else caught that. But can you just talk a little bit about, like, is this win not as meaningful because the refs were so involved?
Can I just say your questions are spot on? I mean, you're absolutely right. You're so right. Nobody else caught it. I looked at that and I said, oh my gosh, this needs to be blown up. We need to bring a lot of awareness, a lot. But I let y'all have your parade and all that stuff. And Ellie want to, you know what I mean, twirl the stuff around. We let Ellie do her thing. We love Ellie. But let's be real. We all saw it. Jonquel She gave that ref a pat on the back, and I think I saw a $5 in that hand, and she patted her on the back. I'm so serious. And I said, "Oh, this is messy. I'm here for tea, and I'm here for the mess." That was messy. And so, yeah, that took away for me games that are so heavily influenced by like ref decisions. Obviously, we can always say like, they should have played better. They shouldn't have let it be close. And you're right. But let's be real. You still never want game time decisions or anything like that, overtime decisions coming down to like a ref call. Let it be something with the players, something, but reffing. And we saw that $5. I know you, that ref, whoever that was, I see his Instagram. He was in Cancun. How did you get there? No, real talk. How did he get to Cancun and that all inclusive? So that's what I mean by when I say we need to be watching this stuff, because it was a little foul play there to me. Why are you patting him on the back? Why, so stuff was off. The commissioner in the New York dress was outlandish.
Mm-hmm.
That was just ridiculous. That was almost funny. It was so crazy. It was almost funny. It was laughable. So stuff like that to me kind of gets a little wonky. That was a little wonky at best, but congratulations. Congratulations. That's what we'll say. I don't want to hate on them, so congratulations.
Congratulations, and that's it.
Yeah.
The final thing we're gonna do is the blind ranking.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about you, because like you mentioned LA, you mentioned how important it is. Like, you're a Sparks fan through and through.
Mm-hmm.
You went to Oakwood.
Right.
You played basketball your whole life. Like, what led you to this point where you're hosting like a phenomenal YouTube reaction show that genuinely, like I told you before, like so many people watch and they're like, this is so funny and it's such good content. Like, what got you here?
Okay, so longest story short, I went to a really boring college at first, out in Tennessee. It was like out in the woods. It sucked. And I was like by myself. I was super bored and like there was nothing to do. So I just started a channel. Like, I started it for the NBA, right? I was just like, just talking. I didn't even do reactions at the time. I was just talking about stuff. I don't know why I thought that was necessary, but I did. I just started with my like iPad and like I'd record on it and whatever. It was super cringy, but started it and it kind of turned into something a little bigger. And then just a while back, I started getting into women's basketball. I'm a new fan. I'm a pretty new fan. And so I think people like are able to kind of see the journey with me. Like, they're watching with me. A lot of people just jumped on like this last year. I was a couple years before bandwagoner. I wasn't this fresh bandwagoner, but I'm a couple years before a bandwagoner. And I'll tell you, you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. So we're going and evolving through this and learning like together, but it's just so much more entertaining to me. Like, that's why the NBA kind of fell off for me. I kind of got bored. I love the Lakers to death, but they just, y'all got boring. They just got back exciting recently, but the WNBA and honestly, it was really March Madness, women's March Madness. It was Howard Megdal. Was like, that was the first year I really was like super locked in. And that was like super entertaining to me. All the little storylines, I didn't realize how entertaining it was. And so I wanted to make a separate channel for it just because I wanted to kind of help show how entertaining it's like, it's good basketball. Yes, of course. But people don't even know that because they don't give it a chance and they don't realize like the storylines is what makes it, in my opinion, what makes it so entertaining. And that's what I latch onto because it's funny to me. I see everything as funny. It's pretty funny. So all the little storylines and I don't know, the different rivalries and stuff kind of made me want to do, I was already doing highlight reactions, so it was easy to transfer it over to like the women's side, but it's entertaining to me. Like I can talk about it and I could be sit there and try to be analytical and stuff, but I feel like other people do that really well. I'm not a number cruncher like that. I'm not going to sit there and do because I will fall asleep. I just want to laugh at all times and all points in the day. So when I'm watching some of the highlights, like half the time I really start feeling bad because I'm like, oh my gosh, for the last 2 minutes, I've talked about nothing basketball related. I literally just been talking about hairstyles And I'd be feeling low key, but I'm like, dang, should I be like more analytical? But I keep doing it every video, and
It's so good. Don't stop.
Yeah, I decided like F it. Like, I'm not gonna try and like, bring it back to when it comes back around in basketball, it'll come back around. But at the end of the day, I just like to laugh, and if it makes me laugh, I just throw it up there. Even if it doesn't, I just throw it up there because those sound effects really they make me laugh every time, anyways. So I don't know. I just do stuff that makes me laugh. I don't know.
When I was prepping for that, I'm like, I wish I could like put sound effects in the show, but maybe in like the edit, I'm gonna add some for our clips.
Okay,
that's an amazing story, and you're so right. There's so many storylines. I really push everybody to go check out your channel. And finally, to end it off, I want you to blind rank some current college players.
Okay,
you think you could do this?
Yes.
10 spots. Okay.
10. Wait. 10. Okay.
So 1 through 10, guys, play along if you're listening. You're listening. Okay. First up, Paige.
Yeah. Paige. Let's put Paige 2.
Okay. I like that. I like you leaving the 1 open.
Oh my gosh, is that crazy?
Paige is at 2.
Guys, did I mess up?
Kiki from USC.
Wait, do I get a redo?
No.
Oh, did I mess up?
Paige is at 2. Paige is at 2.
Kiki?
Uh-huh.
Let's put Kiki. Let's be safe. Let's put Kiki 7.
Okay. I like that.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Anissa Morrow.
Oh, let's put Anissa. I said Paige 2. Let's put Anissa 4.
Okay. All right. Next up, Easy Fun.
Oh, who's already on there? 2, 4, and 7?
2, 4, and 7 taken.
Did I put Anissa 4?
Mm-hmm.
Let's put Fudd 6.
Fair. Okay, Olivia Miles.
Oh, shoot. And I put Anissa. Let's put Olivia. No, I don't know. I gotta know somebody after. Who's after?
5. No, I can't tell you, but you have 5 available, 3, 8 through 10, and 1.
Wait, 5 available?
5's available.
I'll put 5. I'll put it 5.
Okay. All right. Cheyenne Sellers from Maryland.
Oh, 8. I have to.
Okay.
I have to. Dang it, I didn't do this right because now I don't have slots. Oh, I didn't think.
Hannah Hidalgo.
No. Because you're going to put JuJu.
I don't know.
Paige.
I don't know. You do have the 1. You have 1, 3, and then
okay. I have 3. I have 3. 3.
Mm-hmm.
Put a 3.
Okay, Hannah's at 3. JuJu.
1. There we go. We got them.
Easy. Okay, last 2. I'm actually going to give you to them together. Tahina and Malaysia Fawiley.
Oh, Malaysia. Oh, it's 9 and 10. Damn.
Yeah, 9 and 10.
Malaysia 9. Pow Pizzy Pow 10.
Hey, okay.
Dang. Oh, guys, I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't thinking ahead. I've never actually done a blind ranking.
Oh, that me neither. That's my first one. I think that's good. You ended up with 1 through 10. JuJu, Paige, Hannah, Anissa, Olivia Miles, Fudd, Kiki, Cheyenne, Malaysia, and then Pow. I think that's good. I think people playing at home might put something similar.
Did I cook though, guys?
Think
let me know if I cooked. I think I cooked a little bit.
You cooked. All right, Caitlyn, is there anywhere else people could find you? I know I put @shop Splash Squad on X, Splash Squad WBB on Instagram. I want to make sure people go check your work and really go just expand your minds, guys, because you're so right.
Yeah.
There's so many funny things. So I really want people to check it out.
Really that's it. Just Splash Squad WBB, TikTok. I post clips on TikTok if you don't catch the full video, and then YouTube. Yeah, that's it. Really, that's all of them.
Splash Squad WBB. Caitlyn, I crack up at your videos. Thank you so much for coming on. This was actually so fun. So I appreciate it. I'm happy we finally got to meet.
Thank you for having me on this real polished show. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, very impressive, very highbrow. Guys listening to this, y'all should be thanking her. This is very highbrow stuff. So, you know what I mean? Let's give props. Matter of fact, let's just clap it up.
Clap it up. Clap it up.
Yeah, let's clap it up.
This is Thursday, and it's Locked On Women's Basketball. Thank you so much for listening.